Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Let's get TikTok working. Good morning, everybody. Today is a very interesting subject, very interesting and very, I would say, very informative. And I hope you all will get something useful for yourself. So the reason today I'm going to talk about energy, what influences our energy, what makes our energy, what harms our energy, what blocks our energy, what keeps you like stagnant, what keeps you lost, what keeps you like all this we're going to talk about now. Why did I decide to do it today? Well, because I was doing energy alignments this whole week. I just finished today, and obviously I have something to say. So the whole week I was giving feedback to my clients, and and I think I can share some of this information with you as well. So, as you know, I'm a Reiki master. I've been studying and practicing energy for many years, like maybe 8 years or so, like really, really good, like really serious. So I could say that I am seriously an expert in it, and I could tell you that I can share some useful information. Now, you probably like if you would ask me what is it like what is the best thing to do for yourself overall, whether it's exercise or eating good or this or that, I will tell you the best thing to do is to always work with your energy. Why? Because energy is basically your energy. So everything in your life corresponds to how healthy, how vibrant, how big your energy is. So if your energy is maybe somewhat squeezed a little bit, or maybe it's not as vibrant, or not very unhealthy, or not even in your aura, then you will have not such a good life. So everything, I would say that oops. I would say that a lot of things depend on your life. So basically, the circumstances, the quality of your life, the people, the money, everything depends on the energy and the quality of that energy. So it's not necessarily um, just um, just your energy, but thank you, you're sweet. But also the energy that you have right now. So we're going to talk about this today because I think it is important. I see people are struggling in life. I mean, they're doing all the right things. They're exercising, they're eating right. They're, it seems like everything they're doing good, but still they're drained. They have issues. They don't know how to get more money. They don't know like a lot of things. So I thought I will go over it today. Now, as you know, everybody has an aura, and good morning, Tiffany. So everybody has an aura, depending on on your parents' energy when you were conceived. Your aura is either smaller or larger, also depending on what you do with your energy. If you're expanding or not expanding. Now, you have an aura, and that aura corresponds with your life. So you were given enough energy for all your wants and needs, and wants and needs for everybody are different. Somebody is happy to live in a kind of a small in a small apartment, maybe just in a small cute apartment with the family, with the cat. So some people have smaller needs, some people have bigger needs, and your aura corresponds to it. So if you have ambitious goals, know that you were given enough energy for that ambitious goals. Now, do you have that energy right now? I'm not sure. I can tell you from my clients who I'm doing energy alignment for, a lot of them are somehow losing the energy, or the energy becomes chaotic, or energy is not very well balanced. So of course they could not get to their goals because of that. Their energy is otherwise placed than on their goals. But I can assure you, if you want something, you have enough energy for that. So and if you're thinking, well, I want to fly private, and I want to have a huge villa, and I want to. So if everybody will have that, then who is going to be poor? Okay, so not everybody wants to fly private. Not everybody wants to have a villa. I have a lot of friends who are satisfied with, not even satisfied. They're extremely happy with what they have, and what they have are not that much, but they are very happy. And I was traveling the whole last years, and I met a lot of people who were satisfied with what they have. And I think what they have is not enough, but they were truly happy and satisfied with their life. So if you think that your ambitions are too big, no. If you have them, if you have these wishes and desires, then you have enough energy for that. So anyways, you have this aura, you're given enough energy, and you don't need to struggle for anything because you already have enough energy. You just need to know how to use it and how to proceed. Now if there is not enough energy, then the wants come. You want to go on vacation, but you could not. You don't know whether you have the budget. You're thinking about, can I leave my job? Can I leave this? Can I leave? You see, your energy does not correspond with your want at that moment, that you want to go on vacation. And why you want to go on vacation? Because you don't have enough energy. You want to go and get some energy from somewhere. So as I said, you do not worry about what anybody else wants. Your wants correspond to your aura. Like I know some really wealthy people in my life, and their wants, sometimes I live in Miami, so it's not like I'm not and before that I used to live in New York. It's not like I never seen luxury in my life, but sometimes they say things that I like, even for me, are absolutely obnoxious. Like I have a client, she has 2 dogs, and what she does when she's traveling, she puts the dogs in the hotel, just so you know. And this is not the most shocking thing, but the hotel for her dogs are like, I think, $600 or $700 a night, just so you understand that people live really big, and they have enough energy, enough or big enough to provide that. So I hope I inspired you to stay here and listen, and not only listen, but to do something about your energy. All right. So if you think that some of I would say that everything depends on your energy, everything. It's just you can influence it differently. Oh, thank you. But your weight depends on your energy, your health depends on your energy, your relationship, not only with men, but with everybody in your life, with your kids, with your parents, with your friends, with your followers, depend on your energy, your success. Thank you. Your creation. So if you suddenly could not create, then maybe you don't have energy to create. Even your longevity depends, or all depend on your energy. So if you have issues like in creation, like having a child maybe, or getting in a relationship with somebody, then probably you just don't have enough energy in your aura. But if you have the desire, to have a child or to be in a relationship, but yet it doesn't happen, then you just simply don't have enough energy, and you would need to do something to fix it up. So let's get to it. So I started the writing like from my experience, and I had I think I wrote a whole bunch of them. So maybe I do a second part, but let's do with this one. I think this is the most important and most often kind of seen, at least by me, from my clients, from myself, from my friends, from people that surround me, and they tell me if I'm wrong. So the first one is fear. Fear is the thing, the emotion that kills your energy very fast and very, very in a like big kind of massive way. Fear is something that really keeps you almost like frozen. It's like your energy constantly moving, but fear makes your energy like not moving, frozen, and completely paralyzed. And maybe that's why the society overall keeps us in fear, because it's easy to control. When your energy is not moving, when you're paralyzed, it's very easy to control you. I can tell you anything and you will do it just because you're so scared. And I make sure that I don't use this kind of sick technique when I work with my clients. I make sure that they have no fears. I work with them not to have fear, because I do want to work with people who are vibrant, whose energy is moving, not with somebody who is just sitting over there like a zombie looking at me, hoping that I will do something. So anyways, but fear is the biggest kind of drainer, I would say, in our society. And I understand if you will remove fear from everybody, not everybody is very conscious, so people can do crazy things. But if you want to live a fulfilling life, if you want your energy to expand and not shrink, you need to get rid of fear. And there are different ways to get out. I have a video I will put in about how to turn the fear into excitement. This was my way. I would always turn whatever I'm afraid of, I would turn it somehow into excitement. Now, I will tell you how fear can really block you. And I will tell you one example that I had. Not me. I was not the one who was scared, but one of my clients. So a long time ago, I had this client, and everything was good. We were working perfectly together. She had really good progress. One day, I mentioned to her that I had to drop a couple clients, which is normal. I mean, it happens in every business, I think. And she said, "You can do that," and I'm like, "Yeah, sure. I mean, we're working at will, so anybody can." And I said that they became a little aggressive, a little too heavy. And since then, she started having this fear that I might drop her. So she would always tell me, "Please don't drop me. I really need you. I have a good progress," and I was not going to. I mean, she was really, she is an amazing person, and we're working perfectly together. But she had this abandonment trauma from childhood, and we we're working on that. And this fear was stuck in her, and it was paralyzing almost her. So she started acting a little strange. And no, not French actually. And little by little, she started pushing me away. So it wasn't, it was her actions that were pushing me away. And at one point, we had to kind of stop working together. This is the like ideal example, at least from my life, that shows how fear can really jeopardize your life. Can really. I also had clients who had fear of losing their partner, and they would jeopardize their relationship. So they would lose their relationship just because they were scared that the relationship will lose them, kind of. So it's fear is one thing that shrinks your aura very much and very fast. If you really want to stay on your level, like in the white kind of energy, with the aura that you were born, fear has to go. Do whatever you want. As I said, I will put the video on fear in the description of this one. But this is like the biggest drain in our society, at least. I don't know. Maybe in other societies it's different, but from what I see, anywhere I travel, I see a lot. And sometimes fears that people have are absolute kind of nonsense, like I listen to them and I'm like, are you serious? But I understand that for them it's something big. So fear could be about the political situation, economic situation, whatever it is, whatever it's rocks your boat right now. And with so much kind of available information for us, it seems like everybody is living just half drowned in fear. So this needs to go. If you notice, most of the successful people, successful, confident, wealthy people, they control their fear. Maybe they do have it, but at least they don't show. Like I remember in my previous career, I had a client, and he was very wealthy already. And when the COVID hit, he was not the one who was like scared and hiding from everybody. He was the one who was buying masks abroad and bringing them to the United States and making a lot of money. And I was like, this is what you're thinking about? You're thinking about how to make money when I'm thinking whether we will be alive tomorrow. And I'm, and he said, all these crises, they come and go. Why not to use it to make some money? And I admired him even more since then. So again, if you want to live the life, if you want to kind of, if you want to expand your energy, at least keep your energy on, like on a good level, then you need to get rid of fear. Fear is something that, as I said, from my clients, I see it often. All right. So the second one, enough with fear. It has to go. The second one is dissolving in others. This is also a very valid reason, and I see it quite often. I see it in people who are feminine, so they have a lot of feminine energy of earth, energy of water. Now, those people, and since I am dominantly energy of water, it happens even to me. Now, what do I mean by dissolving in others? You have a relationship with the man, and suddenly all your life belongs to him. You thinking, should I eat my dinner or should I wait? What if my man will call me and say, hey, let's have dinner together? For example, you're waking up and you're grabbing your phone just to see whether he sent you. It's like you could not start your morning without making sure that your man or whoever he is actually still liking you. So it doesn't have to be your partner. It could be your children when you have no life but your children's life. It could be your parents. You're a grown-up person, but you're still hanging out in your parents' kind of aura, clinging to them, not separating from them. It could be even your colleagues, your neighbors, anybody. So you're not living your life, you're living somebody's life. Or it could be also some some characters in the movie. So you're stuck on watching some, like I remember, what was that? I think the first one was Vampire Diaries. I didn't watch it when it came out. I watched it much later, like I think like 5 years ago or something. And so all the seasons were already out, and I started watching it just because I was a little bored. So I'm like, let me see what is this about. So I kind of, it's not really my kind of topic, but I started watching it and I kind of liked it. So I stuck on it for a month. I was not living my life, I was living their life. I was thinking about them all the time. Even when I'm not watching, I'm thinking about this. I'm going for a walk, I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking who is she going to end up with. I'm thinking what are they going are they going to conquer that the enemy of theirs for the season. So I would not live my whole life. So where was my energy? My energy was over there supporting that series, and supporting those actors or those heroes. I was not living my life. My life was absolutely stagnant at that time. I even noticed that nobody reached out to me. My income was not so so large, like comparing to other months. Why? Because the whole month my energy was outside my aura. It was supporting something else, not me, not my loved ones, not my close ones, but it was supporting something that doesn't have nothing to do with me at all. That could be also. So right now, I mean, I can't tell you not to watch, like shut down your Netflix and not watch anything. I wouldn't, but maybe do kind of some dosages of what you do. It could be also maybe your friends, your neighbors. Like I had this friend, she got a lot of Gemini energy, so she was very much into others, into gossiping, into kind of participating in everybody's life, and her life was mediocre, to say the least. She had this man of hers who was not a boyfriend, who was not a fiance, who was not a husband, who was like some man that they lived together for many years already. She was not thinking about kids, or like she was not doing nothing in her life except for just the like living the lives of other people. And it was kind of bothering her. The reason why I knew that, I mean, I thought she was pretty satisfied because she was telling it to me, and she knows that I'm a Reiki master, that I'm a mentor. So she was trying to get some kind of help for her. But I told her, I said, it seems to me that you live in others more than in yourself. That's exactly what was happening. Every time we would meet, she would be like, do you know what happened over there? It was this guy, like she would tell me the whole story. And I'm like, do I really need to know? I mean, I really frankly don't care about them, even though those were people that we knew, both of us. But dissolving in others really depletes you of your energy. It doesn't shrink your energy. It's simply just your energy leaves your aura, lives enough for you to kind of to stay alive, and the rest is just somewhere else. So over here, over there, with those people, with these people, in those situations, in those movies, and you are over here sitting like, oh, okay, so people are living life, and I'm sitting here just comparing myself to them. Why? Well, because your energy is there. If you will see, any self-sufficient person is actually very selfish, very self-centered. They think about themselves. They talk only about themselves. Like I have a couple clients, they don't know nothing about what's going on in the world. They don't know anything about like the news. Nothing worries them. They're not sure whether the economy is up or down, what's going on in politics, of any kind of current maybe situations, that's happening. Nothing. They're focused on themselves, and that's why they're successful, because all they think about is them. And even you would say, well, this is bad. I mean, they need to be, yes, they need to be, but they don't need to hang in those situations again and again, for days and days. Like I have a friend who had a heart attack after he was watching it was a long time ago, so there was still kind of people who used to watch TV. So he was watching a political turnaround in his country of birth, and he was so stressing and so worried, and he would worry day and night. When he's sleeping, he was still kind of in those situations, and at one point his body like just simply gave up because there was not enough energy to support his vital organs. So again, dissolving in others is as bad as fear. So if fear shrinks your energy very bad, so you taking months to expand it and then hoping it shrinks once for all. Dissolving in others is simply, you're just like abandoning yourself, like you're leaving yourself like shoes and just walking barefoot somewhere else. It's not right. If you want to live, then you need to be present in your life. And if you say that, well, I'm not satisfied with my life, but you're not satisfied because you don't live, because you are not present in your in your current reality, and it will never change because you're not there. Who is going to change it for you? Those people on Instagram that you are giving your energy to will not change it, or on TikTok or whatever people watch these days. So that's another one. All right. The third one is anxiety. Anxiety is also a huge thief of your energy. Why? So no, it's not like this. It is thief, but it's also a huge drainer of your energy. Why? Because when you're anxious, your energy is not calm. Your energy becomes very chaotic, and because it's chaotic, it's very wasteful. So you're wasting more energy on something that if you would not be as chaotic, you would not waste that much. So, for example, you have a situation. Let's imagine with something. So you have a work project that you need to feel to do, and you don't know how to do it. So you're anxious about it. You're like, it's 2 weeks in advance. So you need to present the project, and it's 2 weeks in advance, and you're anxious. You don't know whether it will go good. You're not good. You are not sure whether it will go good or not. And because of your anxiety, you're spending way too much energy on that project that you should have ever spent. So the anxiousness makes drains you of that energy. Now, because you're anxious, you need to replenish the energy. So what would you do? You would start either eating a lot, because you need to replenish the energy that you're wasting on something that doesn't need to be, or you would start picking on other people or asking other people to substitute your energy. Maybe you will start demanding your man to spend time with you or something else, or you will be calling your friends just to get some kind of energy from them, or maybe you will. So it's not good. It's not so chaotic energy creates chaotic life, and you don't want that. The energy has to be somewhat calm. I don't say that it needs to be absolutely kind of not moving like with fear, but it doesn't need to be like that. It doesn't need to move this fast. It's not, your energy are not calories that needs to be burned. It's something that needs to be preserved and grounded in your aura, in your body, in your root energy center. So, but the anxiety is really, and I see it from people who are more masculine. Because they're masculine, they want everything, they want now, and if it doesn't happen, they become I wouldn't say angry, but they become anxious. How can I get it? It's good for your ambitions, but as long as it's again limited, you could be anxious for maybe half an hour to get your mind working, to get your energy a little faster, but not for hours and hours, or even for days that you could not sleep. I mean, how are you supposed to replenish yourself, to think about the other? So living life anxiously will never really give you much results. It can give you results right now, but at some point you will start dropping your life. The quality of your life will start dropping because of the anxiousness that is present in your life right now. Okay, so this is anxiety. Those people who are anxious, probably know. And look, I will tell you, I'm not a fan of any kind of medications or anything, obviously. But if you have issues with the anxiety, maybe you can take something natural, like chamomile or valerian root or something. So I wouldn't suggest you to get on like real prescription medications, because then you will depend on it, and that's never good. But maybe some herbs that could calm you down. So if you can buy chamomile, loose chamomile, and just make tea, drink it, you will start feeling a little better. And then from there you can make decisions based on calm energy. All right, so the next one is wrong perception. And you will say, well, this is not that important. Yeah, it is very important. I will tell you why. Look, whether you believe it or not, but you're basically in the hall of mirrors, and now you fight in the mirrors. The reflection of yourself in the mirrors will not bring you any kind of results. You can either exhaust yourself fighting those reflections, or you can change yourself, and the reflections will change on their own. Now, so perception is very important. Let's imagine you're coming outside of your apartment, and there is a neighbor, and that neighbor is not looking at you, like really reverting his eyes completely from you, and you thinking, oh my God, did I do something wrong? Is he upset with me? What happened? Why is he like this? Why is he acting? Did I not look good? Did maybe something, maybe I smelled, maybe something else. So you're thinking about this on and on and on, and only when you will see him and he will finally smile at you and say, hey, you will kind of get rid of that perception. Now, On the other hand, you could have changed the perception. And so and that perception that something was wrong with you or you did something wrong really will drain your energy little by little. You're thinking, you every time you see the apartment, you're thinking, why, what did I do? I mean, what was wrong with me? Now, instead, you could have thought, for example, I think he likes me because he's getting nervous every time he sees me, so he couldn't really speak to me. And now you're feeling so good. Instead of you wasting your energy over there in his in his corner and thinking that you are not good enough for him to smile at you, now now you're bringing the energy back and you feel like, oh my God, I'm so amazing, everybody's in love with me, even my neighbor. So you see, the perception can either fill you with energy or deplete you of your energy, and it's up to you what you're going to choose. So again, wrong perception drains you. The right perception or perception in your favor fills you up with energy. And again, you never know what the truth is, and people will act according to your truth. You see, and I checked this so many times. If you have certain beliefs, they will act according to your beliefs. Now, you can believe that you are not. That you did something wrong, and trust me, he will confirm that to you. He will tell you, yes, you did something wrong. Or maybe somebody will tell you that you didn't say hi to him and now he's upset or something. I'm not sure what could be that with the neighbors. But if you will believe that he is absolutely in love with you, probably somebody will tell you, this guy, he's been asking about you, it seems he's interested. So again, wrong perception can really harm your energy, can block your energy, even not only drain your energy, but it could block you, because you will be stuck in the situations that has nothing to do with you or that's absolutely wrong. Remember, to have the right perception, you need to make sure that you are always thinking in favor of you. So whatever it is, you're always right and you're always good and you're always the best. And this is not selfish. This is absolutely normal and self-sufficient. You have to be your own cheerleader. Otherwise, who will be? Others will not, because they have to be their own cheerleaders. So you have to really start thinking in the terms of what I can, how I can bring myself up instead of how I can bring myself down. So you're never wrong. Whatever you said, it was always the good. Now, again, if, for example, you were with your friends and you said something that you think might have offended somebody, you can't really bring back those words. They've already spoken. What you can start thinking, that they really didn't care, that it was okay, and nobody really took it to heart like that. Again, were you wrong? Maybe you were wrong, but beating yourself up will not help the situation, will not help them, will not help you. So what's the point? So you need to kind of be your own cheerleader and decide that those words were, that your friends didn't really care about it, and they didn't took it to heart. So this is another one. So the next one is, I hope I convinced you on the perception. I work with perception a lot with my clients because it seems like everybody's so in doubt of themselves. So please, if you are doubting what is your perception should be, your perception should always be in favor of you. So like that, that's it. You're not selfish, please. Enough with that. This is already so outlived. I mean, we don't do that no more. We're in the age of Aquarius, so we have to be our own cheerleaders. Nobody else will be a cheerleader. I remember when I was little, they used to say, you're not supposed to be praising yourself, let others praise you. And I was always thinking, even when I was little, like, it doesn't make no sense. Others don't know me. I mean, how can they praise me? They don't know me. I can pretend to be good and they will praise me just because I pretend. So again, your perception should be always in favor of you. All right, so the next one is weak boundaries. And I have a whole 3 videos on boundaries. I will put the first one. You can find the others ones on that one. But everybody has to have boundaries, especially if you have a lot of feminine energy of water and energy of earth in you. Why? Because people who have a lot of feminine energy, they are more empathetic. So they're accepting. And people often take advantage of them if there are no good, strong, soft boundaries. Now, ideally, you should kind of share your energy because you're feminine. So you should give the energy, you should provide the energy, and people will give you resources for that, like I do. I provide my clients with energy, they pay me for that. So we exchange it. I mean, if I would be sitting here stingy with my energy, I mean, what's the point? I don't help others, and I'm not getting resources. There's no no movement. So, but I know when to stop. Nobody abuses my boundaries. Nobody abuses my aura. I give as much as I can give, and that's it. And the rest is mine. So what I want to say is that, but when you don't have, and I had this issue, when you don't have strong soft boundaries, people can start abusing your aura and your energy. Why? Because they can. I mean, masculine energy is selfish. Yeah, I wouldn't say selfish in a bad way, self-sufficient more like. So they will take and take and take until it's given. I mean, why not? If it's given, why not to take? And I understand them, but they wouldn't. You see, masculinity think if you are given, then you are comfortable with that, because they wouldn't give nothing if they are not comfortable with giving that. So they wouldn't share their resources if they are not comfortable. If you are talking to a man and you ask him for a present and he doesn't have the resources, he wouldn't have problem saying, "Look, not right now." There's no problem in that. Now, a feminine person will be feeling guilty and maybe will put it on a credit card, so like this. Now, so you need to make sure that the masculine energy around you knows that this is as much as you can give, and they can come in as much as you allow them. So boundaries are very, very important. Why? For your energy. Because if you don't have boundaries, it's not like you're losing energy. It's not like you're draining energy. It's not like you're blocking your energy. People will just come and grab and grab and grab and grab until you will be a shell of yourself. And then they would not need you, because who needs an empty person? Nobody. And it would be your own fault because you allowed them to grab and grab and grab without saying stop. It's like if somebody will come and start if somebody will come and start grabbing money from your wallet. I mean, okay, so you can maybe sacrifice $20, but if somebody will take 2,000, you probably will tell them, hey, this is already a theft. And you will tell them. So if somebody is draining your energy like this, somebody is just grabbing your energy, wouldn't you tell them, like, look, no, maybe not. Like, I will give you an example. I was a couple days ago, I was on the beach here. And so when I go to the beach, I like to read. So I come with the book, I lay there, I can maybe a little bit, I swim. So I was on the beach, and one of always have some kind of single man that are trying to kind of to grab a little bit of energy myself. And when I'm next to the water, I'm even more filled with energy. So I was laying there, and this guy comes over, and he takes the kind of I'm not sure, the sounding bed next to me. He's laying down, and I see he's anxious. He wanting something, so he wants energy. I don't know who he is. So, and I'm reading there. So he starts to talk to me once, and I'm not, like, I'm telling him I'm polite, but I'm not talking to him. So he tries again. I'm again brushing him off. And so he's now getting upset. So I told him, listen, I'm not interested. If you will not see that, I will have to kind of to talk to the security. So he got scared, and he left me alone. He left me, and he went to another kind of, there were two other girls that were laying, and he started talking to them. What I want to say is that you need to know, like, I knew he came, he was lacking. I knew he was lacking. I saw it. I felt it. I'm a Reiki master. I knew he lay next to me for a reason. There were better corners where he could have laid. It just, I like to be in this particular, because I like to read. I don't need too much sun. So, but he came because he wanted to grab. He felt and he wanted to grab. And I basically told him that he's not welcome to grabbing, because he's nobody that I know. And I was not in the mood to kind of be charitable. So he left, you see. But if I wouldn't have this strong boundaries, and I didn't feel guilty at all, I felt really actually very, very grateful to myself that I didn't allow him to kind of to step all over me with his sandy feet. But if I wouldn't have the strong soft boundaries, what I would do, I would sacrifice my comfort, and I would talk to him, because I would have to be polite, kind of. I wouldn't want him to think anything about me, so I would start talking to him this and that, and he would drain me, and then I would go home, will be all kind of anxious, all empty, all angry, because I'm drained, because there is not enough energy. You see, when this is my level, my energy level, normal energy level that corresponds to my aura. When somebody drains me, I fall to this level, and I feel uncomfortable. that makes me angry, that makes me sad, all this kind of negative feelings. And that happened to me many, many times in the past. Right now, I just know when to talk and when not to talk. I can see when a person comes to me because they want to grab, and when they come to me because they have something to give. Anyways, now, on the other hand, if he would come with some kind of offerings like, did you have lunch? Let me order lunch for both of us. Maybe I would talk to him. I mean, it's not, or something like that. Then there would be some kind of exchange. He's giving me something to replenish my energy, and he's getting some energy from me. So you need to make sure that you have the boundaries. I don't say that you need to isolate yourself from people and just hide from everybody just in case somebody will grab something. No, you don't do that. People are obviously in your life and in my life for a reason. We develop with others. I would never know that my boundaries are strong if these people would not be like approaching me and trying to breach my aura, right? I would never know. So they're given to me to show my progress, and I'm grateful to them that they are in my life. So I need to have people. I just need to know when to say no, or when to say yes a little bit, or yes, you can take a lot. And that's just how it is. So it's up to me how much I will give them, and they could not do nothing else because my aura is very strong, and they could not breach it. Now, and they will try with something like he said something. Oh, something he mumbled something like, "Oh, I didn't know you were so rude," or something, and it would really bother me at all the days like before. Right now, I started like, I was laughing a little bit because it was funny. So again, with boundaries really will deplete your energy, and it will not be your choice. People will just come take, and then when you will be empty, they will leave you because nobody wants to sit with somebody whose energy is over here. If you're meeting with somebody, let's say with the man, and your energies are even, otherwise you wouldn't meet, right? So your energies are here, and then he grabs. He's raising, and you're falling. Now he doesn't want you. Why would he want you? Your energy is right here. His energy is here. You guys don't match no more. So ideally, he should give you something. You should give him energy. Give you something. You get the energy, and like this again and again and again. Give me a second. So basically, and then you grow together. So he's still interested in your energy, but you're giving him small dosages of it when he's giving you something. So it could be security, maybe it could be his company, his presence, whatever. I'm not sure what it could be for you, but something that gives you this exchange of energy, and you guys grow together and you stay together forever and ever. That's why masculine couples, the masculine man and masculine woman, often stay together for a long time because they're both selfish, grab from each other constantly, and somehow they manage to live for a long time. Anyways, but like, I hope I'm not going to go deep into boundaries because I have videos on that. You can watch them. You can really feel yourself in on this subject, and you need to. Everybody should have strong boundaries. I can, from far away, I can tell that the person has weak or strong boundaries. I can see that. Usually masculine people have stronger boundaries, feminine people have weaker boundaries, but those people who have weaker boundaries, they usually like hide themselves, like they ignore us, they don't even make eye contact because they're so afraid, especially if they're in their like later years, not too young. So again, you don't need to do that. Obviously, have the strong boundaries, and then you can socialize with anybody. I will answer this. It. Let me just finish it. All right. So the next one is that drains your energy is stagnant emotions. This actually creates blockages of energy and could lead to some kind of problems with your health. Different kind of tumors, different kind of issues like chronic pains. All these health issues coming from stagnant emotions, I can assure you. Some health issues come from anxiety, maybe fear, but for the most part, fear and anxiety create stagnant emotions. So those are emotions that you do not allow to come out, and they just basically sitting until they create some kind of this energetic, like this kind of like a ball of dirty negative energy that becomes something something even worse that at one point will end you, as bad as it sounds. So for my clients, I always tell, especially this is very common in people energy of Earth, because they're so consistent, because they're so reserved. This is what often happens. They don't allow themselves to feel emotions, and this is often happens to them. Now, I always, I'm an emotional person because I'm manager for dominantly, and I will tell you, I was ashamed of my emotions for a long time, as you all know. I repeat this often, but I will tell you, I would rather you act absolutely crazy and maybe even embarrassing, as long as you don't keep those emotions inside. There are a lot of kind of techniques that you can do, like a lot. What I did long time ago, I lived in New York. I would go to a park when there is nobody almost, and I would just scream. It seems to me that it was working. I also used to cry a lot, and this is also your emotions coming out like this. So again, I would rather you heal your, like, you would express your emotions more in a healthy way. Obviously, when you get to the point that you need to scream or that you need to cry constantly, that's already a little too much, but it's better than nothing. So stagnant emotions really can block your energy. At one point, like, for example, my heart chakra was blocked since I was little. I never could really open it, and when I started opening it, I became a Reiki practitioner. The first two levels, I couldn't open it. It's like all my energy centers are open and heart is not open, it's blocked. I couldn't breathe through it. When I breathe, I feel like I could not breathe. I would start crying. I don't know what's going on. Like, I couldn't. This was one energy center that could not, and this is the energy center that connects your bottom three and your up three. So your physical self and your higher self. And there was no connection. My bridge was broken. So I had to do something. It took me almost half a year to remove this block. And that block somewhere happened in childhood, when maybe my emotions were not perceived as serious. My parents were more like on the lighter side, so they didn't really took that my emotions any kind of serious way. And I was kind of keeping them, blocking them until there was just a lump that I could not let go, that I couldn't free, so to say. And it took me half a year as already a Reiki practitioner to break free. The meditations to heal your inner child that I have, you can also do. I did meditations to heal my relationship with my ancestors, with my parents. Also, I have. You can do it. The meditations on the pleasure. So I was doing everything I could, and it was hard, little by little. Like, it took me so long to remove that. And I will tell you, those that block that was staying there, that kind of lump, was draining all my energy. Because I didn't. My aura was squeezing, like, was every day, was smaller and smaller. My energy was less and less with every day because of that. Because all those emotions were going, all that energy was going on serving and kind of feeding that lump that was in my heart. I'm talking lump, not literal. I mean, it was just stagnant energy that was staying there. And I was able to free myself. I was able to allow myself to breathe. It took me some time again. So stagnant emotions will really keep your energy. It will keep your energy. It doesn't matter where they are. So, for example, if you never feel secure, you will have stagnant emotions in your root chakra. So your health will start falling apart. Why? Because root chakra corresponds to your physical body. Now, if you have, for example, you don't know what to do with your life, so your vision will be blocked. So you will have this kind of energy center blocked. But your aura only harmonious when all your energy centers are working and flexible and kind of moving all together. It's one cannot work without the other. They all need. If one is not working, then the others will have to kind of take extra work, and they will have to pull that the task somehow together. So what I want to say is that do not hold the emotions in you. If you feel like you're stuck and you don't know how to move in your life, then talk to yourself, almost cry, like, tell yourself, I don't know, what am I supposed to do? Like, help me, ask your higher self, ask your family of light to help you with that. Or if, for example, you have your emotions blocked on your heart chakra, on your throat chakra, for example, you feel like you're not a good speaker, maybe people are not listening to you, or maybe you feel like you're saying all the wrong things, then sing, scream, do something, allow yourself to speak, allow yourself this kind of voice, allow these emotions to kind of to break through with your heart. Or for example, a lot of women have blocked second chakra, their energy center for pleasure. They couldn't get pregnant because of that. Often they couldn't enjoy their life because of that. And why? Because a long time ago, when they were little, somebody was telling them that that you need to be modest, that you could not look at yourself, that you shouldn't allow men look at yourself. So women, not the younger generation, it's mostly older generation, that women grew up as kind of being embarrassed by feeling particular emotions, and they block themselves there, and then they feel ashamed even to speak about that. They feel ashamed even when they are with the man that they like. So this creates a lot of stagnant emotions. Allow yourself to feel the emotions, wherever they might be on your. If I do your energy alignment, I will tell you where you kind of where you blocked. But if I don't, if you work with somebody else, allow them to say, oh, you can kind of feel yourself. If you breathe through every energy center, you will feel which one you could not breathe through. Like I couldn't breathe through my heart. Every time I would breathe through it like this, like I couldn't. I would want to cry or something. So stagnant emotions are never good. Be careful with that. It's a huge waste of your energy. Your aura will never be fully kind of like your aura is supposed to look like an egg. If your heart, for example, blocked like mine was, my energy looked like this. So it was very, and you will tell me, well, but the auras go around. Yes, they do, but you can feel it, And a few masters were telling me that this area was somewhat empty, and I have a lot of energy of water, so it's not supposed to. Again, it happened somewhere in childhood, and it was just getting more and more stagnant as I grew up. Okay, so the next one is. From here, unhealed traumas. Now, why should they? Stagnant emotions is one thing. Unhealed traumas is different. And why do I mention this? Because a lot of people, they do have some kind of traumas, so traumatic experiences. But what they do, they kind of brush it under the carpet and hope that nobody will see it, and they hope that they can live through it. You can't live through it. You will always feel it. It's like when you have bad joints, and then when it's raining or when it's like somewhat humid, you start feeling your knees. So I don't know. So there was a lady I used to work with, and she always, I think it's going to rain. I'm like, why? Because my knees are like, I don't know. I didn't know what she feels like there's pain or something. So anyways, but this is what unhealed traumas are. It will come up in the moment of crisis. Like, for example, if you are the only child and you had abandonment issues, abandonment trauma, right? So you by yourself, your parents went, let's say, out somewhere, and they left you all by yourself. You woke up, you shouting, screaming for your parents, and they're nowhere to be found. You start having that trauma, then something else happens, so you start fearing that they will leave you again. And so one more time they did it. They didn't do it on purpose, obviously, or they took you to a kindergarten and they left you there. Now you kind of confirming that, look, they abandoned me, they leave in me. So now you're a grown-up person, but you have this trauma that somebody who you love might leave you, and you do not heal this trauma. You live with it, but understandably, this is wrong. So you obviously you mustn't you try to live through it, pretend that everything's okay. But as soon as, let's imagine, you're with the man, and the man is like, oh, I'm going on vacation with my friends, and you start having this panic attack. What if he will go and he will forget about me? What if he will find somebody and I will be, and he will just abandon me? You see, that trauma in the situation of kind of crisis, it resurfaces itself, and now it's spoiling your relationship with your man. And so traumas like this, there could be a lot of them, and I know quite a lot of people who are really just basically ignoring them. Usually these are people who don't have enough energy to even face them, so they pretend that it's not happening. Even my clients, when they come to me, I obviously more like an inspirational person, so I talk more about how to not like a psychotherapist, who would be talking about their childhood and everything. I bring it up when it needed, but not for the most part. I don't like to chew on this kind of stuff on and on and on. So I basically, sometimes like, it takes a few sessions to even to bring something up like that, because they just don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit it to themselves, not even to me. And this trauma is basically living there underneath, and draining the energy little by little, little by little. Then a person is asking me, why couldn't I get something that I want? Why couldn't I have a relationship? Why couldn't you have a relationship? Because you have this trauma, and this trauma is basically draining you. You don't have enough energy for the relationship because you're wasting all your energy on supporting that kind of the childish perception and assumption of something that could have never happened. You as a little child that moment thought that your parents abandoned you, but they didn't. They just went out. They thought you're sleeping, so they came back and everything is good. But you, in that time, you felt like they abandoned you, and now till now you're still feeding that trauma. So you feed it with your energy. Anyways, but the unhealed traumas, it's often, some people have a lot, some people don't have, some are not very significant, some are very significant. I would tell you, look, raise them up little by little. When it's good to find out when you have a trauma in the moment of crisis, when something just shows up. Like, for example, you're good with money, you're making good amounts of money, you're really good. You like, seems like everything is good for you. You have some savings, you probably bought a property or something, and suddenly seems like perfect. Like, you healed your relationship with money, you think. So you go into a store, and you want to buy something, and suddenly you see the raspberries that were $4.99 now $6.99, and you have this slump in your heart. Like, what, the price now go up? Now what? I will again, like, will have these issues with budgeting. I will have to do all this. Like, you almost feel this panic because the raspberries were $2 more than they usually are. You wouldn't even think that maybe raspberries are not in season right now, and so they are a little more expensive because they had to come from I don't know where. But that kind of trauma resurfaces itself. The trauma of not having enough funds, maybe, or not managing the funds properly, or need to kind of to deprive yourself of something that you want just because you having this issue right now. So again, observe yourself in those moments, and maybe write them down, speak them out with your mentor or your therapist or whoever you have. Or if you don't, then just work with them yourself. Try to kind of to reason with yourself that it's not so, that it was a childhood trauma, and it was not really even it's not even relevant right now. So this is, I do hope I kind of I inspired you to to um, to work on that. It is important. Unhealed traumas will drain your energy for a long, long, long time. And you know what? Those instances will become bigger and bigger because you are here to experience life. So you need to heal them. You need to heal what you are not. You need to heal the cause of the drainage somehow, so it will resurface again and again and again. Next time it will resurface, maybe you will need to purchase, no, maybe your car will need a super huge like fix, or maybe you will want to buy a new car and it's extremely expensive, and again you have the slump, like, oh my god, and again, again I have to budget. Like, it will be coming again and again until finally you will face your trauma, and you will do something with it, and you will start reacting differently. But it's crucial. All right, let's do one more really fast, and the rest I will leave for the next Sunday, because there is really a lot of them, and I don't even know how to get through all of them. So the next one is, let's do the small one. So the next one would be bad habits, and the bad habits are drinking, overeating, a lot of sugars, a lot of caffeine, a lot of smoking, a lot of other unallowed substances, a lot of like overindulgence, any kind of overindulgence, like over like going out and partying the whole night, and then just so look, all this that I just told you, drinking, eating a lot of sugars, carbs, caffeine, smoking, you're taking energy, you're borrowing the energy, you see. But every time you borrow something, you have to give it back, and you have to give it back with interest. You don't ever borrow something and you just return the same. It's lucky if you return the same, if you have a good metabolism. But for the most part, this is the energy that is borrowed. Now you borrowed a particular amount of energy. Now, but you would need to return. So I borrowed let's say I don't drink alcohol, but let's imagine I drink coffee. So I ordered myself a cappuccino. I drank. I borrowed this much of energy. Now tomorrow I will, so I will be high because I don't drink coffee like that. I will be really like full of energy and everything, anxious. I don't even like that feeling. But tomorrow I will wake up and I will be depleted of my energy. So I would need to return this amount of, and plus another maybe half a glass of my energy. Now I have to give my energy because I'm returning with interest. So I don't tell you not to do it. Obviously, we kind of, I could not forbid you. I forbid myself a lot of things, but again, that's because I'm a Reiki master. I work with your energy. I could not sacrifice my energy for, for just a little bit of fun. Plus, I never really was a big drink or anything. But something like sugar. Well, I don't need sugar now that much at all. Caffeine is a good real example for me because I don't drink really coffee, but when I do drink, when I go out with somebody, I'm just having a cappuccino, then I become so anxious. I take like valerian root couple pills just to calm myself down, because I know that now I'm super super like energetic. My aura is almost exploding, but I know that next morning I'll wake up and I'll be like this, like I wouldn't even be able to function, to do my kind of my yoga, whatever I do in the morning. So what I want to say is that these are all draining your energy, not constantly, not consistently, but it does drain when you are, taking, like for example, you take the sugar, you feel really high, obviously, and you're feeling good, but then you will fall, and to supplement that fall, you would need to use some of your energy. So I don't see a point in that. For me, I would just rather not eat sweets like once in a while. Why not like once in a couple of weeks or so? If I'm going somewhere to some place that I wanted to try, obviously I will try something. But for the most part, don't make your body dependent on anything, on sugar, on coffee, on alcohol, on any kind of supplements, on any kind of forbidden supplements that you might be taking, because it's like your aura squeezing, expanding, squeezing, expanding. It's like a yo-yo. Like, it's not good. Your aura has to stay at one level and slowly expanding, slowly expanding. Not like this. It's not made of rubber. You're not supposed to do that. It's not even healthy, neither for you, not for your aura. So again, I don't tell you not to do, but at least limit. If you're drinking coffee, then maybe drink it after food, or maybe somewhere in the afternoon when you already had good meals, good couple meals. Or if you're drinking alcohol, then drink with food. I would really even argue alcohol, but I understand that not everybody can just give it up. So if you do, then maybe limit. I also would encourage you drinking alcohol. I can't believe I'm saying this, but alcohol that has no sugar. So maybe like hard liquors would be even better. I know how it sounds. So dry wines would be better, but they are better than they mix those drinks with a whole bunch of sugar, syrups, and everything. It makes you just it will make you crazy. It will just blow your aura like this, and then it will shrink it like this, and you will have to use your energy to expand it at least a little bit. And I know, look, I never been a big drinker, and because I never been a big drinker. When I used to drink, I would have such hangovers for days. I couldn't get myself together, just like with coffee now. But with coffee, it's not that bad. But what I want to say is that don't, maybe limit that. There's no really point in living life in that. It's never good. Sometimes maybe occasionally, if you are like if you're going out with friends and you're feeling a little down, okay, so have a drink or have a coffee, just to bring yourself up so you can enjoy the company of your friends, but maybe not every time. All right, so I think that's it for today, at least. Also, smoking, really the same thing, smoking, vaping, smoking other stuff that you shouldn't be, the same thing. You're basically just borrowing energy that you don't have, or you're influencing your energy with something that you don't have. So I'm going to so don't. I mean, it's not even fashionable no more. Get rid of it. So I'm going to sum it up really fast, and I will answer the question here. If you have questions, do ask, and then we'll finish. Okay. So, anyways. I do love working with energy. As you all know, I'm a Reiki master, so I really can tell you that your energy influences you very much. Your whole life depends on your energy, the quality of your energy, the amount of energy you have, and basically your relationship, your health, so your longevity, even your physical appearance depends on your energy. So if you want to live good, have strong energy, keep that energy good, protect that energy. If you don't, then this is what happens. So now there are situations, there are particular feelings, particular actions that drain your energy, and I'm like today. Today is part one, I guess. So these are. Fear is the biggest, in our society at least, fear is the biggest drainer of energy. Fear paralyzes your energy, paralyzes you to the point that you become like a piece of clay. Anybody can make anything out of you because you're scared. You could not think, you could not act, you could not even speak. You're paralyzed like this. And now anybody can do anything with you. So society keeps you in fear, so to keep you humble, to keep you somewhat, adjustable. Get rid of fear, and you will see how much your life will change. And to get rid of fear, I will put the video. You can watch it. But if you have other options, if you turn fear and excitement, you will be able to get rid of it. The second reason, the second thing that drains you is dissolving in others. It doesn't have to be people. It could be some imaginary characters, maybe somebody on the TV, or could be your neighbors. Maybe you're so invested in that drummer that you're always thinking about them. Or like I had this neighbor, he was such a Casanova. I was not invested in him, but I was always. So one time my friend came to visit me, and we were sitting on the balcony, and he had this girl with him. So our balconies were like this, so he could see mine, I could see his. And she's like, "Oh, he's such a. Why don't you talk to him? Why don't you kind of make an acquaintance?" I'm like, "I do talk to him, but he's a woman's man. He is a different woman every single day." So every time she would call me, she's like, "Hi, how is your neighbor? Any progress on him? Does he have any other girlfriend?" So anyways, if I didn't know about energy, if I would be a Reiki master, I would be very involved in his life, because his life was very exciting, honestly. So dissolving in others, just basically, it's like you're abandoning your aura because it's boring, and you're like, okay, I will go and visit others. And then you're like, why my life is so? Or because your life is so, because you basically, your energy is not within your aura. You are not focused on yourself. The third one is the anxiety. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. When you are very anxious, when your energy is super chaotic, your life becomes super chaotic. It's never really good. The fourth one is wrong perception. So basically, wrong perception. So a wrong perception usually is when you're looking for threats. When you're not very comfortable in your life, and anything that happens, you are looking, is it a threat in my life or not? If a neighbor looks at you a particular way, you're like, why? What did I do wrong? So a wrong perception is always looking for threats. So the right perception is always in favor of you. You need to make sure that every story that you tell yourself is in favor of you. It's always you are good. You always did good. Everybody loves you. That's why they're rude to you or something. So like that. Don't become arrogant. Just be neutral, but in favor of yourself. Don't tell people that, oh, everybody's a hater because I'm so good. No, it's not right, because people wouldn't be haters if you are so good. This is it's arrogance. It's not right. This is also very draining. But do make sure that okay, so maybe people hate me because I rub them the wrong way. Maybe my energy is too like higher than theirs, so they're a little anxious when they see me. All right, the weak boundaries are also it's not really drains your energy. You basically allowing everybody else to come in, grab as much as you want, and it doesn't have to be people though. It could be, for example, the situations. So something happened and you could not let it go. So you feed in that situation your energy. You allow that it's dissolving in that situation, but also you allow the situation sit and eating your energy and supporting itself in your aura, which is wrong. I think it's pretty understandable. Stagnant emotions, this could lead to real health issues. So make sure express your emotions. If you're so shy to express your emotions in public, if you don't know what to do, I remember there was a technique that I didn't do it, but uh, some of the people that I studied with did that because they were like a family people, so they couldn't really shout or scream or do anything or cry all the time. So you have a pillow. You don't sleep on that pillow. You don't sit on that pillow. That pillow is for one reason. You basically, when you're angry, when you're anxious, you scream in that pillow or you beat that pillow or something. So that pillow is basically only for that. And then at one point you will take the energy back from that pillow and you will throw it away. So this is what you can do. Another one is unhealed traumas. Face your traumas. You're grown up now. You can do that. It's enough hiding it somewhere under your bed, under your pillow, under your carpet. Face it, and when you face it in the moment of crisis, it always comes out in the moment of crisis. You will see it when you're high on energy, when you're really living good. The trauma will never come out. Traumas come out when there is some kind of crisis, something off, and it will just resurface like this. Something will trigger it, and it will come out. You can write it down, then you can work with somebody, with me, with somebody else like me, or by yourself. You can do it. It's not. It's difficult, but it's doable. I mean, I did it, and everybody else who I know did. So, and the last one for today, at least, are bad habits: drinking, overeating, sugars, caffeine, anything smoking. Why is it bad? Because you take an energy, you borrowing energy, and then you will have to give it back with with the interest. So you would have to replenish. So look, this is how it is. You take the energy, you borrow the energy, it expands really big, and then it squeezes really hard because the energy will finish. This is not your energy, and then it will squeeze even more than your aura is. So you would need to use your energy and the extra energy to expand it again to at least somewhat decent size that you can at least operate, at least physically move around. If when you're having a hangover, you probably know how it is. It's hard even to get up, to open your eyes, not even to do something, because again, you have no energy. Your aura will expand it too much and squeeze very much, and now you're basically you couldn't even, you don't have enough to operate. So these are all not good, and definitely you will know when you are dependent on something, when you constantly need it. Like for example, when I've never been a big drinker, never in my life. And I never liked drinking. And right now I don't drink, this. But there was a moment in my life when I was working and somebody hooked me, put me on this red dry wine. So I used to come home and I used to pour a little bit of wine and mix it with water because I couldn't just drink wine like that. I'm not a drinker. And I would come down and then I would drift off to sleep. It was always amazing. So I realized that I was hooked on that wine when I was going through the day. I wanted the day to finish faster so I can come home, drink that watered wine and feel good, you see. So if you are waiting to do something like that, to eat, maybe if you are waiting to, oh my god, I'm going to the coffee shop now, I'm going to eat sugar, I will feel great. Okay, it's no good. You're already hooked on borrowed energy. You need to adjust your energy, and then you can go and try a new. I don't depend, honestly. I don't like. You see, I like coffee, but I don't like how coffee makes me feel. I don't like this crazy expansion. So I drink a spoon of olive oil before I drink coffee because I don't need this boost of huge energy. I don't know what to do with it, honestly. The same with sugars. I don't mind to eat something, but I don't need this this kind of hyper crazy, like, me, it's not right. I don't operate in that. So anyways, but this is for today. Let me know what are your drainers of your energy, who is still in your energy, and how you plan to work with this. And the rest I will give you next time. I still have a lot. So let me answer Tiffany's question. How can we tell if we're absorbing somebody's energy? I don't think you have the capacity to absorb others' energy, because I know your natal chart. We always kind of, no, so not like this. We are influenced by others and their energy, but we control to what kind of degree we can be influenced. So we don't really observe, we are influenced by it. Your energy will always be your energy. Nobody can just come and pour into your energy. You see, like, I'm doing energy alignments, I connect to person's higher self, but even only then I can really pour something into their aura. It takes effort, really. It takes time, it takes effort, and it takes their agreement. So they have to ask me for that, they have to pay me, and then they have to accept the energy. I mean, but you see, I have to jump hoops to put anything into their energy. And even then, I don't give them my energy. I transfer the energy through me, the pure energy through me. So it takes really a lot of effort for them to absorb any kind of energy, and that's pure energy, not even my energy. Now, if I wouldn't be able to transfer that energy, pure energy, through me, then they would be grabbing my energy if they don't have enough, obviously. But I would not allow that. That's why I'm holding the energy. But what I want to say is that you could not just talk to somebody and like grab a chunk of their energy. Not like this. That energy will not stay. So you would get influenced by it, but it will not stay. You see, when I told that the guy was trying to grab my energy, he would feel good momentarily, like within, like, maybe some time, because he grabbed a little, but it would not stick to his energy because it's not natural to him. It's not. Even when I'm doing energy alignments, I'm pushing the pure energy and I make sure that it's harmonized with the person's natural energy. Otherwise, it will never get stuck there. And so you could not, like, for example, you're talking to somebody who is somewhat negative, um, and and you feel kind of down, like they tell you some stories and you feel like bad, and you go home and you feel sad and everything. You are influenced by it. You have a particular perception. That person gave you a particular perception, but your energy is not real. Now, if you will be supporting that kind of conversation with your energy, you will start draining energy towards. You will start draining your energy. It will go towards supporting that person or that negative kind of situation or whatever. But if you will be like, oh, okay, so okay, you left the person's place and you forgot and you start thinking about me, and now you're feeling all very excited again and very you like your energy will not be will not anyhow be affected. It's up to you. Like for example, I have friends. I have my mom too. She's energy of air, and I have some friends energy of air. I have also people energy of fire. They have so self-absorbed. You can tell them anything, and they're like, oh, okay, like nothing affects them. They are not absorbing nothing. They will sympathize. They will sit. Like sometimes I hear mom. When my mom is visiting me and she's talking to somebody, I guess some of her friends, I don't know, and she's like sympathizing. Oh yeah. I mean, it must be hard. So I'm like, why are you listening to this? And then once she hang up the phone, she's talking like nothing happened. I'll be still thinking about the person, but she's like absolutely normal. So, anyways, it's up to you. So you could not absorb anybody's energy. It's not that easy. It's not easy. It's not possible, so to say, unless you tell them, yes, I'm taking your dirty energy. I will kind of clean it. Like for example, if my man comes home and he's angry, I will neutralize his energy. So I obviously accepting his his kind of frustration and anger, I will turn it into something positive. But I do this, I accept it myself. No, he could not just dump it on me unless I wanted to do it. So it's impossible to influence somebody's energy. It's impossible unless you're an energy practitioner like a Reiki master or somebody. You can't do this. And then again, the other person needs to agree to that. So it's our auras are very strong. It doesn't happen as easy as you would think. So anyways, but I hope I answered your question. You could not, if you think that you're absorbing somebody's energy, it's not the energy that you're absorbing. It's your perception is changing based on the information you received. You're just influenced by the information. Now it's up to you. Are you going to support that information with your energy or not? Or you're just going to move on with your life? If you are super empathetic, then you might kind of be, but it wouldn't influence. Like for example, if I would go to a group of people, my energy is higher than theirs. Let's say they would grab a little bit from me. I would share. I will be talking. I will share some. But when we leave, they will be staying in their level of energy. Maybe they will be high for a little bit, but when I leave and I will take my energy with me, I will still be myself. So I will be drained for a little bit, but then I will replenish myself because I'm not staying in that group, in that situation for too long. All right. So I hope I answered. I answered that. I wanted to mention, we will continue this conversation next Sunday. It's a long one, as you can see. And I have so much information. I mean, I do want to share it with you. I do believe that this is more important, that working on your energy is much more important than working on, you should work on everything, but start with your energy. With the strong energy, everything else will come much faster, much easier. But I do want to mention that I did put a video on Thursday, 4 roles of a woman. So this role was a wife. Please do watch it. And next Thursday, it will be a creator. If most of people who watch my videos are women, if you want to be a self-sufficient, well-rounded woman, confident with like strong energy, secure, like attracting really good opportunities, money into your life, you have to have all 4 roles like really developed. So please do watch it. It's important. Even if you are not planning to get married, that role has to be present in your life. You don't have to marry a guy to be in the role of a wife, but you have to have it. So please do watch it. They all are important. I don't advertise them, but I do hope you watch them. I do hope you practice. And if you have questions, do ask them. But I would say that those videos on the roles of a woman are maybe even more, yes, maybe even more important than videos that I put on relationship. I mean, relationship are obviously important, but you could not work on the relationship with somebody when your relationship with self is here and there. When it's not really 100%, when you're lacking. You could not. You can do all these tricks that I'm giving you, all these tips. You can use them obviously, but they will never give you 100% of the results if you yourself is lacking. If your energy is not there, if you are not really self-sufficient, if you are not confident and grounded in your energy, if your aura is not calm, I mean, everything else will be much harder. So I would say watch those videos. They're even more important. Even when somebody's asking me, well, how can I attract a man in my life? I tell them, do my meditation, how to attract a man. I mean, this is very easy. But I also tell them, do the meditation on pleasure, because you also need to make sure that your energy is good. Why? Because you will attract a man. I actually spoke to somebody a week ago. Somebody I didn't know. So this lady, she found my meditation, I guess, on YouTube, and she was doing it. She attracted a man. She lost a man. Then she did it again. She attracted another man, lost a man. So she's writing to me, why is it happening? And I'm like, well, maybe because your energy is not strong enough. You're attracting the man, he's coming, and then he sees that that your energy falls after. So you need to work on your energy to stay on the same level. It's like with alcohol. You drank a little bit, you expanded, your energy expanded. Now you're super happy, you're making friends, you're dancing on the table, You're the social butterfly. You can do anything and you can socialize with everybody. You promise, you give promises. You believe that you can do everything. I know how it feels, because when I drink coffee, that's how I feel. I feel like I can turn I can run for miles, I'm become absolutely, but I know that this is not what my body capable of. So I know that I won't be able to do that. So when you are high on energy, you attract a man, but then your energy drops because it's not high enough, and you lose the guy because you're not capable of holding on to him. So working on your energy is, I would say, even more important than anything else that I advise you. I mean, everything else is fun, manifesting is fun, but again, you have to have strong energy to manifest. Relationship, obviously, I always advise you to have relationship, always good and fun, and this different experience also is a good thing. But again, you have to have strong energy to kind of develop relationship. You want to have a kid, you have to have energy. What are you going to give the kid if you don't have energy? If you want to start some kind of project, you want to become a blogger, again, you have to have energy to support that's something with your energy. Otherwise, that project will never see life. It will be just an idea that will just sit there and wait for you to working on your energy. So, anyways, if there are no more questions, we're going to finish. We'll continue this conversation. It's important. This conversation is important, especially I saw it on my clients after the eclipses season. I saw how many traumas resurfaced, not only for my clients, for me too. I even didn't know that a couple of things resurfaced that it's still relevant, but apparently it is. So I always work with my energy, but I put a little more effort into myself, and I obviously advise my clients to do that. So, and I advise you to do it as well. Your energy is the only constant thing and the only thing that can be controlled and can guarantee your life in a particular way. You see, you could not control what's going on around you, but you can control your energy. And when you control your energy, everything else will be as you want it to be. Why? Because that's how it's working. If you believe, if your energy is strong and everything is for you, then everything will be for you. It will have to. There's no other choice. So, all right, that's it. TikTok, there is no questions. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for supporting me. I do put on TikTok every day like a small video. If you do watch it, if you want to. But I will see you next Sunday at 11 a.m. Bye, everybody. And by YouTube, please do send this video to everybody who you think needs to hear this. I mean, obviously, there are a lot of people. I send it to my friends sometimes, because when they're asking me questions, I think it would be better if they would watch the video and put some thought into it. Do send it. I hear it often, and these days more and more. I'm exhausted. I have no energy to work. I'm exhausted. I don't want to do nothing. I'm here in this like very popular word. I'm drained. I'm exhausted all the time. But why are you drained and exhausted? You were given enough energy and enough aura for everything you want. How could you be exhausted? It doesn't make no sense whatsoever. So then there's leakage somewhere, or somebody's draining you, or you doing something that drains you. So find that something that grabs the energy from you and that makes you so empty and so exhausted, so drained. And do send it, and I will see you next Sunday at 11 a.m. Bye, everybody. Enjoy your Sunday.